All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming to my talk. And you too can be a sketching machine. And so, a little bit about myself. I am a UX designer. I work at Closed Loop, which is an agency in California. And you can find me on Twitter at Rizwan Javaid or Instagram. And I've also developed a iOS app called UX Alphabet, which is a handy list of UX methods and techniques. And luckily, you can't see the code for it. Otherwise, you'd be laughing like that picture right there at the code. So it was an experiment, but I'm glad it's out there. So a little bit about Closed Loop. We're a user experience and a digital marketing and digital advertising agency. And we'll be doing a lot of sketching. So if you want to tag your sketches and share them online, please do. It'll be great to see all the great sketches from everybody today. So today we'll do some warm-up sketching. We'll mix it up. We'll do some sketching, I'll do some talking, and you'll do some sketching. So it'll be a team effort today. So we'll do warm-up. I'll talk about the power of sketching, and then we'll go into some rapid sketching, and I'll talk about two different types of developers, who both, how they approach sketching in general and how it affects them. And we'll then go into some more sketching. We'll do some spontaneous sketching, and these are all, you can do all the sketching in the workbook. I'll talk about what supplies that you need for sketching. And recently I also did a 30-day sketching challenge, and I'll talk about that. And then we'll do another sketching activity called 10 circles. And these all have specific learning goals, and we'll also go over them. And then I'll share a sketching reading list if you want to continue learning and learn about the actual sketching and how it can improve your process, whether you're a designer or a developer. So just a word of caution, this talk is going to be fast and furious, so just be ready. There's a lot of sketching and a lot of me talking, so please be ready. All right, so first, conferences are a great way to meet other people, and so this is a great opportunity, so please take 30 seconds, and if you don't know the person next to you, introduce yourself, and hopefully you can meet new people this way. And I'll have a buzzer, so when you hear the buzzer, you can stop, and then we'll continue on. So let's go ahead and introduce yourself to the person next to you, starting now. I know you may be far away. That wasn't loud. All right, very good. So hopefully you've met somebody new you haven't met during the conference. And we'll come back to the communication also and using sketching to communicate. So this way you've kind of broken the ice with your neighbor, and it will help with the rest of the activities. So just to start off, we'll do some warm-up sketching. So if you could turn to page 1 in your workbook. And, just like exercising or any other activity, it's good to warm up and, loosen up your hands, your arm muscles, and just, get in the mode for sketching. So, so let's take 1 minute and just draw some quick lines, circles, squares, fill up the page as much as you can, and you go big, use up all the space that you have on the page. And let's take a minute for that, and starting now. Yeah, just keep the pen moving, warm up those hands, because you'll be doing a lot of sketching, so you want to make sure that you're all loosened up. Use your whole arm. Sketch big. Use up all the space that you have. All right, very good. Sorry if that's a little annoying, but it's just good to get everybody's attention. So, the power of sketching. The power of sketching is using sketching to ideate, iterate, and communicate our ideas. And this helps in our process that we have, to come up with good ideas instead of, moving forward with the first idea that comes to mind. And so you can use it individually, you can use it as a team with designers, developers, product managers, whoever is in your team. This is a team activity, so you can all come together and harness the power of sketching. And so to ideate, when we have an idea in our mind about what we want to do, we can think about it, we can look at it from different angles in our minds, but when we bring it out onto paper, when we sketch it, we can explore it even further. We can look at it from different angles, we can see which idea is more feasible instead of just keeping it in our minds. And the danger of just keeping ideas in our mind is also that we can forget about them. Things happen, whether you get an idea in a meeting and by the time you get to your desk, you could have a conversation with a colleague, you could have some other ideas or things that come into your mind that will cause you to lose that idea. So using sketching to ideate helps you keep those ideas instead of losing them. And using sketching to iterate, so once you have a good idea, you can explore it even further. You can come up with multiple ideas, and then once you have a solid direction that you want to move forward with, you can go deeper in the idea and explore it even further. And so that is really where sketching also helps. And then also sketching to communicate. And when we're sharing ideas, we can talk about them, we can write about them, but when we visually show somebody an idea, we use writing, we explain, so we use all different types of communication techniques to share our ideas, which in turn have a better chance of being understood quickly. And so the benefit of that is you can get better feedback quickly, and there's less chance for misunderstandings, miscommunication, because you're showing something visually. And so that is another power of sketching. So just to reiterate, the power of sketching is using sketching to ideate, iterate, and communicate our ideas. So next step is rapid sketching. So we're going to do 6 sketches, and we're going to do them with decreasing time frame. So they'll start from 2 minutes down to 5 seconds. So this will help you sketch quickly within time limits, because when you're sharing ideas or communicating, you don't have a lot of time to to think about a perfect drawing, or you don't have time to go for a lot of improvements. So you want to quickly get the idea out so you can have the conversations that you need to, instead of worrying about the actual act of drawing. So this will help you sketch quickly, get your ideas out faster. So if on page 2, what I would like you to draw is a cat, and I have these up just in case you need a reference. I'm sure you've seen a cat, and so even though this isn't directly related to, mobile design, but it's the act of sketching to get you into the habit of sketching quickly. And what better way to do that than cats? So, let's see. So, in the box that says 2 minutes, I would like you to sketch a cat for 2 minutes, starting now. And so the goal is to keep the pen moving. Don't stop. Just keep adding. What is the cat doing? Who's the cat with? What is the cat wearing? You want to keep the pen moving. So you have about a minute left. Where is the cat? Is it inside, outside? What is it doing? If you're done with a cat, you can start adding information about it. But just keep the pen moving. Almost done? All right. So how was that? Was that okay? It was a good start. But you'll get more chances, don't worry. So next we'll move to the 1 minute box. And I'd like you to draw or sketch a cat in 1 minute, starting now. So aren't you happy we warmed up in the beginning? Yeah. Again, just keep the hand moving, don't stop. And like my improv teacher said, thinking will get you in trouble. So just don't overthink it. Don't think too much. Just keep the pen moving. 10 seconds left. All right. All right, very good. That was good. Now let's move to the next one. So now you have 45 seconds to draw a cat, starting now. Hopefully you'll learn more about yourself, as time progresses, something you didn't know before. All right, 10 seconds left. Keep those pens moving. All right. So you made it halfway, almost there. All right, next up, 30 seconds. Let's draw a cat now. Do not judge the cats. Do not judge your drawing, your sketching. All right. 2 left. Very good. All right, next up is 15 seconds. You can do it. You warmed up. Let's sketch a cat for 15 seconds, starting now. Five seconds. All right. Last one. You're almost there. 5 seconds. Let's sketch a cat quickly for 5 seconds, starting now. All right. You're able to do it. That was good. Good. Take a breather. This was a pretty good exercise. So now I'd like you to take 1 minute to share your sketches with the person next to you. And this will help you get into the practice of sharing your sketches and talking about them. So please do that for 1 minute, starting now. All right, you have 30 seconds. Hopefully you found some good cats, interesting cats, cool cats. All right, very good. How was that? Good? All right, very good. So, the talking and the communicating our sketches, it helps us share our ideas, and It's definitely helps others see your point of view, and you can get better feedback when you're sharing your ideas with others. So now I'd like to talk about a tale of two developers, Tyler and Susan. So Tyler and Susan are working at the same company. They've started about the same time, but they have different approaches to sketching. Tyler, he hates sketching. He doesn't see the value in it. He always loves to just jump into the digital world. That's where he does his thinking, and he doesn't see a point in sketching. So he keeps all his ideas in his head, and when he's in the digital world, that's where he does most of his ideation and thinking. But a possible side effect of this is he's only needed for his skills when time comes in the team. So he's only needed for developing the designs, and so it's very narrow need for him. And so a result of that is he has little sway in the team. He's just used for development. They don't ask for his opinion, and he doesn't get to share his ideas, even though he has a lot of good ideas. And then on the other hand, Susan, she has learned over the course of her career that sketching is important, so she's made it a part of her process. And she likes to sketch in person. When she's working on her own, she can, iterate on her ideas and come up with the ideas and better understand the problems that she's trying to solve for. So a result of that is, the team sees value in her because she can clearly show her ideas, she shares her ideas, and then she brings the team with her in having good communication, good conversations, because she's sharing her sketches and ideas with everybody, and that makes her influential part of the team, and she has more sway, and so she has better job satisfaction because she feels like she's invested, and the team respects her and cares for her ideas. So this is just to show a possible scenario of how sketching can improve first your skills and then also your relationship within the team. And so even though this is it's not real, but you can kind of get an understanding of how using sketching is a skill that developers, designers, and project managers can use to their advantage. So, all right, so next up is some more sketching. So if you could turn to page 3 of your workbook. And so we're going to sketch 10 concepts, and you'll get 5 seconds each, 5 seconds to sketch each concept. And the goal of this activity is to sketch quickly on the spot again. And so this is, again, getting you into the practice of quickly getting your ideas out. So let's see. So this is just to give you an idea of just iconography or representations of concepts. And so I'll give you a concept and you have 5 seconds to sketch it. All right? So the first one is love, starting now. Very good. Next one is weather. forgot to press the button. So you got more time. Very good. All right, we'll move on to the next one. Phone. Very good. Next one is time. And next one is a person. Stick figure is fine too. Next one is heat. Kind of like the heat you're feeling right now with sketching so much. Next one is money. Very good. And next one is an idea. Very good. It's almost like a boxing match, you know, like fighting with sketches. Next one is music. All right. And next one is car. All right. So now again, you have 1 minute to share your ideas and your sketches with the person next to you. Go ahead and start now. And remember not to judge. This is not about judging each other's skills, sketching skills. This is just about sharing the ideas with the other person. And it's interesting to see how we all have different ideas for the same concept. All right, we have 10 seconds. All right, very good. Yeah, so again, sketching to communicate our ideas with others and, sharing them. The other person, whoever you're sharing with, has a better idea of what you're talking about. And so again, getting into the habit of doing that on a regular basis, because then you can get better feedback and improve your ideas, and then it will also again give you more ideas. So it's almost like a loop. You see the sketch, you get an idea, you get better understanding of your idea, and then you can keep iterating on it and improving it. So let's talk about supplies. What type of supplies do you need for sketching? So this is pretty basic. I would suggest you start off with a pen. And the reason why I say pen is because you're committing to the strokes that you're making instead of trying to make a drawing. If you were using a pencil, you have this inclination. We have this inclination to erase and make it perfect. And by using a pen, you can you don't get that you don't get that feeling to make it perfect. You just keep moving and you keep trusting your strokes. So the more you do it, the faster you will sketch. And if you make a mistake, you can always sketch over it. And in worst case scenario, you can get a new piece of paper. It's not a big deal. So I would suggest start with a pen, just like you did today, and just to get your ideas out, and you don't fall into the trap of trying to make it perfect. And again, showing somebody else your sketches when they're not perfect is a good exercise because then your speed will get faster. You will trust your strokes, and so that is why pen I would suggest to start off with. And there's different types of pens that you can use. Like you see, ballpoint pen, felt tip, needlepoint, and so there's quite a few different types. So I would suggest try a few, experiment, and see which one feels better, because they all have their own feels and experiences. So try them out and see which one works for you best. And then any sketchbook, and I would suggest getting something small that you can carry with you, whether you're in a meeting or at your desk, because you never know when you'll get an idea. And so you can also carry it with you when you're getting your oil change, wherever you are. The smaller it is, the handier it is, and the more likely you will keep it with you. And then again, it just feeds into the loop of practicing on a consistent basis. And so those are the two supplies that you need to start off with. So it's not a big investment. You just have to keep practicing on a regular basis. So I'm a UX designer, and it'll come as a surprise that I didn't appreciate sketching. I didn't sketch that much. I only sketched enough to say I did sketch. So it was just a checkbox that I would mark off and say, oh, I did it. But then I would jump into my comfort zone, which was the digital world, and I would do all my thinking there. But then I realized, that's not the best way to go about. So I had to do something to change that, and I underwent a 30-day challenge to sketch every day. And now I'd like to show you some of the sketches that I did. So I'll go over it again. So what I did was I sketched for 30 days straight, and I made a list of things that I wanted to improve. So, sketching people, faces, expressions, devices, whatever, if you want to follow along, if you want to start your own 30-day challenge, I would suggest making a list of things that you want to get better at sketching. So that helps you stay focused, and each day you know what you need to do, so you don't have to waste time thinking about what you want to sketch. And what I also did was I started sharing my sketches online, and so that helped me get over the trap of making things perfect and sharing them with people. And so it definitely has reduced my fear of sharing my work because it's not perfect. And I think that's a trap that is easily we can fall into, and this will help you get over that. And so a 30-day challenge doesn't have to be a big time commitment. It can be whatever, 5 minutes, 10 minutes of your day, wherever you can fit it in, early in the morning, late at night, during a meeting, wherever you can fit it in, just add that in there. And another benefit is it will help you build your visual vocabulary. So what I mean by that is you can start to build, a library in your mind, such as expressions, faces, people, poses, devices. So when you do need to pull from that library, say you're in a meeting and you quickly need to sketch something, you've already practiced it, and it'll come out quickly. And so again, it just gets you into the habit of sketching fast and getting your ideas out. So here are some of the sketches I made. So for me, sketching people is like the worst. It's really hard to get the proportions right. So I started off with some stick figures and, in different poses and different emotions. And my goal was to fill up a full sheet of my sketchbook. But you can have your own requirement for the day for your challenge, whether it's time. You can sketch for 10 minutes and that's it, or you can use space, whatever is comfortable for you to do for 30 days. I would suggest that. So then on day 3, continued with connectors, lettering, just getting a practice of that. Then on day 13, I moved back to poses, and these are a little bit more filled in, a little bit more detail. And then moved into icons and practicing those. And you can find references, just do a Google search or go on these image websites and you'll find all the references that you need. And so the more you practice, the more it will build your visual vocabulary again. And then on day 23, I started running out of ideas. And then, so I found by searching online, one drawing teacher said to just sit where you are and whatever you see, sketch that. So that's a great way to, again, practice sketching. It's not going to be, it's going to be hard to do, but the more you do it, the better it will be. It's again, you want to get your idea across. It doesn't have to be perfect. So as long as you're close enough, that's good. And then on day 30, I drew this. So it was pretty amazing. But no, I didn't draw this. It was somebody else. You may have heard of him. And then on day 30, I moved back into poses, different types. Just again, I wanted to improve on it. So this is again, you 30 days is a long time, but you get multiple chances to improve and to keep improving, and you'll see progress quickly because you're doing more sketching. And so here's a list that I created, but it can be, you can create your own list. So it's good to start with a list, but then be flexible enough to see, if you have inspiration for a certain day, you can adjust it, which will happen as you continue through the challenge. You'll get more ideas and more. You'll see what you want to improve and what clicks with you. So this is just for reference if you need it. So I talked about visual vocabulary, and one way you can do it is to start focusing on types of things that you want to sketch. So, for example, my focus was on charts, and so this is from I think it's the D3 library, and so I sketched all of those, looking at them. But even though I'm not probably going to use any of them, whenever next time there's an idea or some kind of conversation around charts, I can still reference these sketches that I've made, so I don't have to rebuild or do the research all over again each time. I can reference back to my sketches as well. And then, again, devices, which is pretty common. These are Apple, but you can do Android, whatever you feel comfortable with or whatever you want to sketch. And as you can see, I started experimenting with colors and shading and even markers. And it's tough to see. It looks a little rough, but again, you're not going for perfection, you're going for, the actual sketching. And so this, again, got me out of the habit of, on a computer, everything is perfect, the colors are filled in perfectly, but as you can see, markers are rough, and so that's actually a benefit of sketching. Things are rough, they're not perfect. So when you have communication or you have conversations around them, you're not focused on the perfection, you're focused on the ideas that come out of the sketches. And then I focused on micro interactions, or how to represent small interactions. And this was a lot. These are a lot of boxes. It took a long time, but again, it's just helping me, improve my sketching and building my vocabulary. Then there's cards UI, which is pretty common. So you can, again, just practice those and have those ready for you whenever you need to reference back. All right, let's do some more sketching. So this activity is called 10 circles, and this is on page 4 of your workbook. So the goal of this is to create 10 unique sketches, and the learning outcome of this activity is you want to rapidly iterate different solutions for the same problem. So the problem is, or the challenge is, you have circles, but you want to come up with multiple solutions. So when you have an idea, instead of going for the first one that comes to your mind, this will help you get into the practice of coming up with multiple ideas for the same problem, which is really common. Not to just explore and give the sketching the time it needs, and to explore the ideas, and just running with the first idea that comes to mind, which is pretty dangerous. So just to give you some reference, you can, this is one that I did, but you can come up with different sketches for this, different solutions for the circles. So this is your time to go be creative. So let's go ahead and start. So you'll get, let's see. Let me see. One second. Sorry. All right, so you'll get 10 seconds for each circle, okay? So you have 10 seconds to sketch the first circle, starting now. So whatever comes to your mind, fill it in. Fill as much as you can. All right, so that was the first one. Next one, you have, let's see, 10 seconds starting now. Very good. Next one, 10 seconds. Go ahead and now. So this is actually a modification of a challenge that's actually 30 circles. So, I wanted to take it easy on everybody, and so there's 10 circles, but it's 10 because it pushes you out of your comfort zone. Instead of doing 1 or 2 or 3 or 5, you're doing 10. So you're really pushing yourself. All right, next one. starting now. 10 seconds. All right. Next one, let's go ahead and start now. All right, we're halfway there. Let's go ahead and start the next one now. All right, let's start the next one now. Almost there. Next one now. All right. Ninth one now. I think we're on the ninth one, right? Okay. Very good. And last one starting now. Very good. So, you can see the problem was you have circles and you have to fill it in. And so, it helps you, come up with more ideas quickly for the same problem, which is really good because, this helps you just get the ideas out and get in the habit of doing that. So again, let's take 1 minute, share our sketches with the person next to us, and, have fun. Again, no judging. You just sharing them, talking about them, and getting into that habit. All right, you have 20 seconds. All right, very good. So hopefully you learned and you got out of your comfort zone and sketched. So let's just review all the sketching activities we did. So you sketched within time constraints. That helps you get your ideas out quickly and keeps your mind focused. So I don't know if you experienced this, but when you don't have these other thoughts. You're just focused on the task at hand. So this is why it helps to time box your sketching activities. So you're not thinking about what you need to eat for lunch. You're focused on getting the ideas out. And as you can see, you don't need a lot of time to get those ideas out. You don't need a lot of time to sketch. So that's one benefit of doing these activities. And you sketched a lot in a very short amount of time. So you can see, again, sketching doesn't have to take a long time. It may seem like it's it's this big activity, but you can get those ideas out quickly in a short amount of time. And you sketched with a pen. So as I said before, Just sketching with a pen gets you in the habit of not trying to go for perfection. You're going for getting the idea out so you can start having the conversations that you need to instead of focusing on the actual sketch. And then you are focused and in the moment. Like I said, having your sketching activity time boxed will help you stay focused and get those ideas out. And then you also shared your sketches with other people, and this is a great way to, get better feedback, to improve your ideas, and just to create a better, just improve your idea because you're not just in your own mind or in your own head. You're sharing them with other people. They can give you better feedback and quicker feedback so you can quickly improve your ideas. So this is a quote by Carol Dweck. I don't know if you've heard of the two mindsets. There's a growth mindset and then I think there's the other one is called limited mindset. So in the growth mindset, she says, people may start with different temperaments and different aptitudes, but it is clear that experience, training, and personal effort take them the rest of the way. So you don't have to have been born an artist, or you don't have to be great at sketching. It's just, putting in the effort, and sketching whenever you can will quickly get you up to speed and quickly get your ideas out. So, a lot of people say I can't sketch, but you can sketch. You just have to practice a little bit more and just put in a little bit more effort, and you'll see big gains from that. So after a lot of research, I created this chart. So you can see, if you sketch once in a while, you say you sketch every other week or once in a while, you don't see the progress, so you get frustrated, and you didn't. So that keeps you from sharing your sketches. But when you're consistently sketching, you can make quick gains and get faster quickly. So that's where a 30-day challenge can help, or even just sketching every day will help you quickly get up to speed and give you the confidence that you need to share your sketches and use sketching, using the power of sketching. Here are some books that help me improve my sketching, and these are I would definitely recommend these. So the first one is Sketching User Experiences by Bill Buxton. He talks about why sketching is important in the design process, and it is a great read and some great information that we all understand, but he's actually verbalized it and put it into a book. The other one is Sketchnote Handbook. This has great exercises if you want to get some ideas, and you can get great inspiration from this book. Understanding comics is, again, it's why do we use comics or visual? Why do we share ideas visually? And this will show you how we understand the visual communication. And Make a World, this is a kid's book, but I really loved it because he breaks down concepts or things like a plane or a train or an idea into shapes. So he gives you simple shapes, and by the end of the drawing, you've got a concept. So when you're starting off, it'll give you the confidence that you think of sketching in shapes instead of a full sketch. So it's a great way to get started. And so again, sketching, harnessing the power of sketching will help us, improve our skills and improve our job satisfaction and improve our ideas and improve our communication with our team members and even help us come up with better ideas. So now I just want to acknowledge that everybody over here, you took the time and effort to come out and even to sketch. So if you could all stand up and give the person next to you a high five, because we all need some high fives, and you guys have been great at sketching. So, just make it a big high five, big one. There you go. All right. Very good. So you too can be a sketching machine. You can find me on Twitter, on my website, or on LinkedIn at Rizwan Javaid. If you need any help, encouragement, questions, I'm always open and there to help you. And thank you very much. Do you have any questions for me? Yes, sir.
Is it on? Yeah, it's on. Thank you first for the really good presentation.
Oh,
So during the slides for the stuff you need to have as a sketch artist, you mentioned pens. Well, what I was missing, and you mentioned it during the next slides, is the power of using color in your sketches, like minimal, like two or different colors, like yellow or green. It gives so much depth and it emphasizes some stuff.
Yeah.
Do you agree with me that it also has to be part of your basic attaché of a sketch artist?
Yeah, definitely. It depends on where you are. If you're just starting out, just use a pen and, just get into the practice of sketching. And then as you gain confidence, slowly but surely, you can start experimenting with colors to add more depth and more meaning into your sketches. So again, you can get better feedback from other people. So definitely, use color when you feel like you need to. But I think just to start off, it's good to just use a pen.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. Anybody else? All right. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for coming out, and thank you for sketching.